last scored against LA Galaxy. Came off the bench against Tijuana, where he played 35 minutes. As for Querétaro, Alejandro Arana will be in goal for them. He is making his Querétaro debut as the teams are now switching ends here at the park. From left to right in their back line, they'll play in a 4-4-2. Jonathan Perlaza will be their left back. Oscar Manzanares will be one of their center backs on the left. Emmanuel Galarte will be the right center back. And Omar Mendoza will be the right back. Out of the midfield, sitting tonight will be Federico Latura. They have their captain, Pablo Barea, and Jordan Sierra. Moving up top will be Joaquin Montesinos. He will be out to the left. And the two target guys, Shane, and up top will be Angel Sepulveda, along with Camilo Sanoezo. Now time, Shane, for your keys to tonight's game.
My key to the game is going to be for the Union to try to capitalize on some of these early turnovers, these early mistakes that Querétaro will make because of the timing of where they're at in their season. So can they look to jump on this team early and work themselves into the game and get a second victory here in Leagues Cup?
The referee tonight from Jamaica is Danian Parchment. The AR on the near side, Caleb Wells. On the far side of the field is Nicholas Anderson. The fourth official is Quincy Williams. The video assistant referee is Oscar Mejia Garcia. Daniel Gazdag is around the ball. The Union of the primary blue kits. Querétaro is in the road whites as Gazdag of the Union will go left to right on your radio dial. There's the whistle from Parchment, and we're underway for the Union's second game in this group stage of Leagues Cup. Ball played to Iglesias on the near side of the park, splitting the two coaches. Jesus Bueno got dispossessed a moment ago, and it's picked off by Querétaro and Jordan Sierra. Again, they'll play on this side with Perlaza. We're expected, Shane, in their 4-4-2 of Perlaza to come up a little bit higher on the left as opposed to Omar Menendez on the right-hand side of the park. All played here to Nate Harriel, coming up very high from his right wing back spot against the Union with the back three tonight. Early touch for Damian Lowe on the defensive side against the Union transitioning left to right. 9 behind the ball here for Querétaro. Up top, they have Sanoezo as the target man, headed by Nate Harriel at the tip of the 18. Arana again is their goalkeeper, decked out in an orange goalkeeping kit. 50-50 ball. Montesinos won that instead of Jesus Bueno. And a quick turn in a 360 to foul called on Elliott past the midway line, taking down Sanoezo. We start on the far side of the field. Second minute, no score. You're listening to the Union against Querétaro. They play up advance. Sepulveda got tackled there by Elliott, and it's off of Sepulveda, and it will come out here for a throw deep at their own end for the Union.
You can see right off the bat that they're trying to keep this high press and make mistakes from the Union and trying to get them to turn the ball over in their own half here.
Ball played here, Shane into Elliott. Scampers past his own 18 on the defensive side. No score in the game. There's a tackle there, and it's one on the intercept by Querétaro, 45 yards away from goal. Montesinos tried to slip it into Jordan Sierra, but it was picked off by the Union. Gazdag floating one over the top, looking for Ua in space, and Ua has it just outside the 18 with no score. End of the second minute. Ua trounces forward towards the end line. There's the intercept by Jonathan Perlaza, the 25-year-old Ecuadorian, off the back of the head from his clearance off of Nate Harriel, and it ricochets off of Querétaro. Jim Kurt saying, slow the pace down with Jose Martinez in the attacking half, still scoreless third minute. Gazdag picks it up. Gazdag past the 18, now jets to his right to the left of Arana's goal, looks for Ua, it ricochets off another in Perlaza inside the 18 of Querétaro. The Union still have possession, and Montesinos comes out to bail out his back line, Shane, and all 9 players for the Union except for Elliott in front of the halfway line. Harriel over to Gazdag. There's the challenge and the foul called on Latura outside the 18 to the upper left of the goalkeeper, Arana.
And you can see they're starting with a high press, and then they're dropping deeper and getting their lines compact, trying to make the Union play around them instead of through them, and trying to make things difficult here in the early start of this game.
I'm expecting a ton of counters from this Querétaro team. It's a team that's not very big. It's a team that, again, has only played 2 games in league action, different from Tijuana. Again, Tijuana and Querétaro will play each other on Sunday in a neutral site game here at Subaru Park. Nice crowd on hand here on this Wednesday night. It's not a sellout by any means. Fireworks will follow, but the Sons of Ben section is nearly 3/4 of the way filled. Kai Wagner is around the ball Looking to go at goal perhaps against Alejandro Arana. He's the goalkeeper, decked out in orange. He's hovering towards the back post. Here's Wagner's service. He does chip it into the back post. Headed down through the legs of Nate Harriel, and the intercept by Sepulveda. He's tackled by Damian Lowe. The foul called against the Union outside the 18, so the free kick not successful as Wagner tried to go just to the tip of the D inside the penalty area to be exact, but it was cleared out and a foul.
And like you mentioned, not the biggest team in Carretero, so that's somewhere where the Union could try to take advantage on set pieces, also early services and corner kicks as well.
So the Union, again, the big storyline for those that are just tuning into our broadcast tonight, if the Union win in either in regulation, which would be 3 points, or on penalties, which will be 2 points, they will win the group. This is East, one group, and they will go to the knockout stage, the round of 32, and host. Jose Martinez around the ball, steamrolls forward. He looks behind him immediately, Shane, and the two players are having words. It's with Camilo Sanuezo. And Jose stopped his run for about 5 yards in possession and was waiting for the foul. And it came from Parchment. No caution here in the 5th minute. We'll have a restart for the Union right at midfield.
And just a professional foul, trying to slow the game down, trying to make sure that the Union aren't able to break and get in behind Carretero here in these early moments. You're seeing all 11 players now drop behind the ball and try to get organized as they try to slow down this Union team so far.
By slowing and halting the Union down, to Shannon's point, they're playing very thin between the lines. That means the forwards up top of the midfield, there's about 5 to 7 yards of space. Jesus Bueno on the ball, again at the midway line. No score, Union in possession, 6 minute. Everybody bunkering it in their 4-4-2. Got a flat 4 in the back with 4 in the midfield. Elliott trying to split the lines right down Broadway. Fended off towards Martinez, and he distributes out to the right for Nate Harriel, who tried to play into Carranza. There's the intercept by Perlaza outside his own 18 off of Nate Harriel adventuring forward, and it will be a long throw for Los Gallos. That is their nickname. That is a rooster in Spanish, and in white and blue trim, they will have the throw to the left of their goalkeeper, Arana.
This is where the Union need to be patient and make sure that they're picking the right pass. If it's not on, to just keep the ball moving, not trying to get into silly turnovers and give Carretero chances to counterattack.
Off of the restart in the header by Glesnes from that throw-in by Carretero. Jesus Bueno will go all the way back to Elliott. We'll find Jose Martinez. Splits one there, Montesinos. And it goes over to Glesnes right in front of the head coach of Los Gallos. That's Mauro Gurk. He also starred for this team years ago as a striker in his second year as their head coach. Glesnes has it again, past the halfway line, long diagonal ball, curling one from the broadcast booth side to the opposite side of the park, but it was picked off at midfield by their captain, Barrera. They try to play in advance to Sepulveda, as with Sanuezo on the far side of the field. Martinez and company win it back along with the play of Gazdag past the center circle. Wagner leads on Ua into the flank to the right of the goalkeeper, Arana. Ua wisely goes back 10 yards over to Wagner. Will clip it across. Had a lot of steam on that. Headed out by Manarzes. Here is Martinez, past one. Gazdag got tripped up about 25 yards away from goal. And the foul called against Carretero. That was Galarte coming in very late on that challenge. No score to begin the 8th minute.
And another set piece in a dangerous area. Can the Union do a good job of putting in a dangerous cross here and letting their players do the rest of the work from there?
It's like Shane in that the Union will have ample opportunity to score amid this goalkeeper making his Carretero debut. Alejandro Arana, I mentioned Guillermo Allison, their number one, suffered a broken jaw. He is out. They also started Fernando Tapia in one of their Liga MX games, but he allowed 4 goals in a 4-1 loss, so obviously not starting tonight. Shannon documented, it will be Kai Wagner around the ball in a set piece. It's to the upper right of Arana. No score in the game, 8th minute. Union with a free kick here, and it's Kai Wagner around the ball. A 2-step approach at this one. Let's see if Kai goes at goal. Has his right hand up. Players are going to jet for the tip of the 18 and now go inside. Kai lofts it to the back post, looking for Damian Lowe with the header. Second ball punched out by Barrera. It's still free, and it's pounced home by Gazdag. Let's see the call here. The flag's up, though, Shane, and offside, even though Gazdag had the rebound off of the initial save of Arana in the 9th minute. It will not count. Of course, everything is checked, though.
And it looked like to me that Damian Lowe might have been a little bit offsides right on the initial ball. Good ball by Kai. Good job by Damian to keep it alive and to give his team a chance. But, yeah, after seeing the replay, it looks like he might be offsides on the initial ball.
And Lowe made that run after the free kick from Kai, which Shannon's alluding to on the right side to the left of the goalkeeper, Arana. And the hand was immediately raised by our referee of Jamaica, Parchment. Will come out here as an offside and a restart for Arana. Goal will not count for Gazda. Like the volley and the finish, though, nonetheless, at the end.
But again, a good job by the Union making dangerous runs into the box and then trying to keep something alive and seeing if they can get something off a set piece.
I actually spoke to Kai midweek about that, and he said the set pieces are improving. It's not to the efficiency of last year from this team that went to MLS Cup and league action, but it is getting better according to the Union's, in this case, left wing back. Ball played in. Montesinos tried to head that one. It was over his head from across with the upper left of Andre Blake for Carretero. And who was going to get this about 35 yards away from the Blake goal? It's clean according to the officials. One man spills to the ground for Los Gallos, and they play to the upper left of Andre Blake. They're in possession for the first time tonight. Twisting and turning up ahead is Pereira trying to thwart two and Lowe and Wagner. Wagner on his weak right foot will distribute. And a whistle and a foul called late as they're going to stop play as the player's down on the far side of the field. It could be Omar Mendoza who's down deep on the upper right of the park.
And it looks like he just came in behind, I think it was Michael Ua, and makes contact with his elbow. Looks like it catches him right on the bridge of the nose, and it might be that he opened up his nose a little bit, so we'll have to see if he's okay and able to continue. As Michael Ua is going to be given an early yellow here for that.
The 10th minute, Ua is booked, and we just caught the replay, and Shannon was spot on. Didn't think it was on purpose at all, but to his left, just trying to fend off Omar Mendoza. It hit the bridge of the nose. Don't see any blood right now, but the athletic training staff of Carretero is out there on the far side of the field. This is to the upper left of Andre Blake, by the way. This was their first few chances in the game right now in the 11th minute with no score.
And it looks like the Carretero players want something more, but it looks like it's just an inadvertent arm to the looks like the bridge of the nose. But again, it's nothing intentional, nothing that I think is warranted of a red card. I think the player's just trying to shield the ball, and it's an unfortunate thing that he makes contact with the outside back's face there.
So they're checking up there on Omar Mendoza. It's their Liga MX club, also play with Cruz Azul Tijuana and Carretero since 2020. Allows us to tell you Leagues Cup is now here on Sunday. They'll have two rivalry clubs, Tijuana and the team that the Union are playing tonight, Los Gallos. They're going to bring their flair to Subaru Park to end this group stage here in Chester. Don't miss out on the chance of seeing these two teams, as that will be on Sunday. For tickets, visit the Union website. It's also available on MLS Season Pass. What is the official doing right now? Go into the video monitor here, Shannon, to take a look at this to the left of Andre Blake's goal. I don't think this should be more than a yellow. They're checking for a possible red card due to violent conduct on Michael Lua. What do you think?
I think it'd be harsh, especially because it's not the player's elbow. It's just a forearm. And again, he's just trying to shield the ball. Unfortunately for the defender, he's a little bit lower than Michael Ua, and it just catches contact with his face. But I think this would be a harsh red card if the referee were to come back here and change his decision from a yellow to a red. So we'll have to see what happens here for the Union.
Here comes the determination from Denny and Parchment. Parchment goes to the tip of the 18, makes his signal, and he says, yes, get up here for the player down, Omar Mendoza. So I think the yellow card's still going to stand. It's not going to be a red. So Ua, thankfully, is still out there. Again, if you missed it, Ua was getting the ball and trying to shield the right back coming up high to the upper left of Andre Blake's goal and Mendoza. And then just an inadvertent left hand. And he was trying to shield the player moving forward. So I think he was just trying to feel the player out there, but it came up a little bit high, hit Mendoza in the nose, and it's just going to be a yellow card in the 13th minute. I do see some tape on the nose as well of Mendoza. He is up. Thankfully, he is okay, though. We'll have a restart. It looks like here for the Union, 13th minute, no score.
So Michael will have to be careful for the rest of the game. Obviously, on the yellow card, no stupid fouls. Don't put yourself in a bad situation and have the referee have to make a decision that goes against you here.
Athletic training staff and several players of Carretero are arguing with Parchment, our match referee, and we'll play on in the 14th minute. So we're back to live action. The Union will scamper left to right. Glezis on the ball, and now you're seeing the press cues intensify here for Los Gallos in white. That's the road team against the Union in the second game of the group stage. It's Damian Lowe 7 yards in possession. Everybody back now on the 4-4-2. It's a 30-yard ball up ahead. It's cleared off by Perlaza, the tip of the 18 before Nate Harriel can duck inside and get it. Ball played right in front of Jim Kern here from Montesinos. He wins it past Glesnes. And Parchment says no failure, no Montesinos spilled in the grass, waved his right hand in frustration from south to north. Very upset, but Glesnes wins it back. It was clean the whole way to Lowe. And resetting here with Jesus Bueno. What have you made of Bueno now for his second consecutive start and caused one of the assists to the Carranza third goal on Saturday night?
I think it's a player that's really taken his chance while he's come on and not had as many minutes as he probably would have liked at the early parts of the season. But he's showing that he can bring an impact to the game, and he's getting the trust of his manager, which is leading to more minutes for him.
15th minute, no score. Nate Harriel challenged and tackled there very late from Joaquin Montesinos in his first year with Querétaro. And a foul called against Montesinos. Sepulveda, we haven't called his name too much. He has a goal in league play. He led the team in goals last year with 6. They're missing one of their players, Napopan, who left this team for the Bolivian League in the first division in Bolivia. He had 4 goals last year. Bueno will have the restart to the upper left of Arana. Will play this ball in. It is headed out by Querétaro to the upper left of Arana, 40 yards away from goal, with Wagner around the ball. Wagner with Mendoza, who was recently hurt on him, sprays one inside off of the head of Elliott inside the 18, goes past the byline for Damian Lowe. Out of play. Opportunity wasted by the Union in the 16th minute, scoreless, and it will be a free kick here for Alejandro Arana. So what do you make of the team here? And when you played against 2 blocks of 4, how do you break down when they're playing tight between the lines?
Just got to keep the ball moving and look for those pockets of space. It's not going to be on every time, and if it's not on, just keep it to the next guy and try to make this team go side to side to open up those gaps and try to exploit them for there. They've tried to play a couple long balls that haven't come off, and their set pieces that haven't been great to this point, so they have to pick it up a little bit and get themselves going here.
Play out to the right of Mendoza on the restart. Gets scoreless 16th minute. It fends over to Jesus Bueno, who spots 5 yards behind him in Glesnes, splitting the 2 coaches, Girk and Curtin, for Los Gallos and the Union respectively, back to Glesnes. Glesnes with his white boots and the primary blue kit right in front of the 4th official. Quincy Williams will go back to Elliott, and we'll get it over and target Damian Lowe. Damian Lowe across the pitch. Sid Karam's over to Glesnes to Martinez. Martinez tried to play it for 10 yards. It went off of Manzanares, one of their center backs. Harriel picked it off. Harriel scampers forward, evades one, and Perlaza ricochets off 2. Carranza tried to step up. So does Glesnes to keep it in the attacking half to the left of Arana, their goalkeeper. Ball played 35 yards away from Los Gallos' goal. Over to Bueno, chipping it forward, looking for Ua. Inside the 18, chance for the Union. It's Carranza darting in, and it's headed out there. Nicely done by Querétaro, by Galarte and Mendoza to the upper right of the Arana goal. It comes out here for Querétaro.
And you see the Union picking up the tempo a little bit in their combinations and what they're able to do inside and outside of the box. They find a way in, but they just can't connect with the final pass, and ends up being a handball off of Julian Carranza. But that's a little bit better in terms of the speed of play and making things a little bit faster and harder to defend.
So no corners to start this game in the 18th minute. Union taking on Querétaro of Liga MX or Liga MX. It's the top division in Mexico. All these Liga MX teams playing in the U.S. and Canada for the inaugural Leagues Cup. 77 games to be played, crowning a champion, a $2 million prize. Gazdag in possession. Foul called. Carranza was taken down by Federico Latorre. We could get a caution on Querétaro's Latorre. He's played a full 90 in both League Cup games. Parchment, the referee, has a chat with Latorre. There is no caution, Shane, in the 18th minute. And another free kick by my count, about the 3rd or 4th for the Union to start this game with no score.
And you're seeing that early on, Querétaro trying to just end any type of chances that the Union might have, whether it be a foul or whether it be somebody pulling somebody down from behind. So they're trying to slow the Union down and defend some set pieces. So the Union needs to do a good job of being dangerous on these set pieces and causing this team problems.
Yeah, this one a little bit further back. SW here for Kai Wagner to the upper left of Alejandro Arana of Mexico City, the 2nd year with the club. Last played all the way back in 2021 for this goalkeeper. Wagner's ready. There's a stutter step approach. Now swings this one to the back post. Player fell down. It looked like it was Damian Lowe. generating towards the 6. No call there. Looked like he collided with Emmanuel Galarte, also Mendoza on the far side of the pitch. Lowe is still down in front of the 6, as we'll see a replay, and there's no call with Damian Lowe coming down. It comes out for Los Gallos.
And on the replay, this looks like a foul to me. It looks like the defender just barges into Damian Lowe's back, and he just takes a tumble into another player. Hopefully he's okay, but not sure how this wasn't seen as a foul, as the defender makes no play or attempt at the ball.
Also, Mar Mendoza, they're right back, 34 years old, from Mexico. I'll tell you, the Union doing a nice job limiting Angel Sepulveda, who's up top here for this Querétaro team that has to be on the scout to deny him and all service to him up top. 46 career league goals for that player, and Arana is on the ball. It's a team that finished dead last in the Apertura last year and the Clausura when you combine the two seasons. So the Union getting matched up because of their seeding of finishing runner-up last year. Montesinos tried to get towards the tip of the 18 of Andre Blake, but Glesnes played it back wisely to Blake, the 3-time goalkeeper of the year. But it's a team statistically that's been down. Again, the Union seeding, because they were MLS Cup runner-up, they did get one of the top seeds. Foul called as Jose Martinez taken down. We will get a caution, Shannon. Juan Latorre, who was just spoken to about a minute ago, foul called to the upper left of Andre Blake on the defensive half. Latorre is booked in the 20th minute with no score.
And rightfully so, as that's his second challenge, like you mentioned. And he's actually tried to go out and just kind of clear him out there. So good call by the referee to settle this game down and to give the player a yellow. And hopefully the Union can take advantage of that, as he's going to be on that caution for the rest of the game and have to be careful for the rest of the game.
Uwe was booked in the 10th minute and Latorre in the 20th minute. With no score in the game, if you're just joining us in the 9th minute, it was an offside call on Damian Lowe stemming from a free kick from Wagner Gazdag after initial save by Arano, punched it forward, banged it home on the volley, but it was called offside against Lowe for no goal. At the top of the hour, you're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer and Leagues Cup on WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia. Dave Leonard, Shane and Williams on the call, joined by our talented producer, Kyle Morello. We have engineers Mike Vito, Marty Dickerson in the booth, broadcast technician Steve Summer also with us, and Matt Menark is back to the 97.5, the FINAG studio. So again, Shannon, with a player down right now for the Union in Jose Martinez because of the foul from Latorre, the deal is tonight, you win, you control your own destiny, Shannon. You go to the round of 32 to the knockout stage, and the Union will host. Right now, we're being told the game unofficially will be next Thursday, August 3rd.
And anytime you're in a tournament, that's step one. Get out of the group and try to get the best seeding you can to continue on in this tournament. Like you mentioned last game, there could be a potential if the Union don't take care of business to go on the road, and you want to make sure that you're playing as many games in front of your home fans and at your home base as you can.
Yeah, that scenario would be if the Union fall tonight in regulation or lose in penalties. There's a possibility this club finishes second in this group, and then they would play the winner of East Group 2. That's the other group in this portion of the bracket, which could be DC, Montreal. Those games would be on the road, or if it's Pumas that comes out as the number one seed because they have to play at an MLS venue, that would be at Subaru Park. So a lot to digest. We'll see how the night does play out with DC in action tonight. 23rd minute, we are scoreless. No shots on goal here for Querétaro. Liga MX side, a ball is in possession of Glesnes, 40 yards away from Andre Blake's goal. Martinez is back on his feet to Carranza, past the halfway line, scurrying past Sierra, and it's Carranza deep about 60 yards away from goal, over to Elliott with no score in the game. Elliott splits the lines over to Bueno. Bueno comes up for it, gets it to Carranza inside the 18 with the shot. It ricocheted off Querétaro inside and will come out for a Union corner. Galarte a little bit late with Carranza jetting in, and it will be the first quarter this evening to the left of Arana.
And we see them pick up that tempo again as a good ball from Elliott into Bueno, who's done well carrying the ball. He plays it to Carranza, who has a little bit of heavy touch and then has a deflection that goes out for a corner. So hopefully the Union can get themselves a goal off this corner kick, as they are the taller team in this game.
It's corner number one of the night for either team. Fans on their feet shouting Union. Clapping three times and putting those hands in the air above their shoulders in unison. It's Wagner around the ball to the left of Arana. Here's a corner with a two-step approach. He muscles it forward toward the tip of the 6. It is cleared out over the back by Querétaro. Coming up forward to help out Montesinos with the clearance. It's Martinez spraying it forward, looking for Wagner, wins the 50-50 inside the 18 to low. Linking up with Nate Harriel with a left-footed shot, took a ricochet and a deflection, and finally cleared away by Latour's on a yellow, and a chance to counter for Barrera, their captain of the far side of the field, with Andre Blake outside the 18. Los Gallos in possession, but Union have numbers back in a 4v6, favoring the Union defensively in the numerical advantage. They play out to the right, well away from the Andre Blake goal. But Querétaro is in possession. They're leading one of their players, and Omar Mendoza forward. It goes off of Jose Martinez. It will be the first quarter tonight, thanks to Mendoza, the right back, getting forward past the byline from Jose. Will be a corner for Los Gallos.
And one of the few times we've seen them be able to put together any string of passes to get themselves forward and to get numbers into the attack. You've seen them sit deep, which makes it a little bit harder then to get forward if you're not having the numbers to build out of the back and to keep the ball. So this should be where they try and get one on the road here, is on one of these set pieces, trying something tricky, making sure that they get their set pieces right.
Pablo Barrera, who's third on the team with 3 goals last year, Shannon, has the corner to the left of Andre Blake. We are scoreless here in the 25th minute from Subaru Park, but it's Querétaro who has the corner. They can opt to play it short if they want to Sierra, but it's Barrera getting set to take this quarter to the left of Andre Blake. Gets the whistle from Parchment. Corner is on the horizon here for Querétaro, trying to scamper inside as Latour from this corner. It's a staggered here approach, then a stop and a start, and it's whacked inside, goes off the back of the head of Martinez towards the Ua side to the upper right of Andre Blake. Playing forward at the moment, Montesinos cleared out by Ua, helping out over to Jesus Bueno, who splits to him Perlaza. Then a challenge there, stepping up Galarte to win it right back for Los Gallos. Montesinos would have been offside as they played forward toward the goal of Andre Blake to the upper right of Andre. And it goes back to the Union here in the 26th minute, and the corner not efficient there for Barrera's service to the left of Blake.
And the Union doing a good job of clearing their lines and making sure they get that ball cleared and not giving up a chance on the set piece.
Still scoreless 26th minute. Union seeing a team playing all the way in the back defensively in a 4-4-2. Highest players, Pulvita, Sanoezo, Harriel, trying to combine there with Carranza. Dispossessed thanks to the play of Jonathan Perlaza, gave it right back here off of Nate Harriel. The Jim Curtin. Curtin wearing that light blue tee with the blue joggers, and it looks like the Nike Dunks are, white and green tonight with the green swoosh, Shannon?
Little luck of the Irish for Coach Jim.
That. Notre Dame style, like it. A pop of color there for Curtin. Glesnes rolls it all the way to one of the 3 in the center backs there, into Damian Lowe. Plays it forward 15 yards in possession calmly as Kai Wagner over towards Martinez. So Martinez is sitting a little bit deeper. Jesus Bueno, other player in the midfield, is playing a little bit higher, trying to split the lines here. Glesnes rolls it forward 30 yards off of the back, and Oscar Manzanares out of play. The final third will be a throw to the left of Arana here for the Union. It will be Harriel to insert it back in over to Glesnes, 45 yards away from goal, scoreless in the game. Damian Lowe quickly gets it over to Elliott, past the halfway line, sprays it up top, 45 yards off the back of the head of Perlaza. Bueno wins it back after Harriel spilled to the grass. Perlaza just clears, but an unfortunate clearance right to Martinez. Goes that goal! And Julian Carranza tried to deflect that in through his legs just wide. He couldn't get a piece of it, Shannon. Will come out here for a goal kick for Arana.
And we've seen Martinez score 2 goals this year, and he's feeling confident to shoot. Fires a shot, and Carranza, right place, right time, and it just goes through his legs, and he can't redirect it on target.
Shot came from about 30 yards away from goal, but it was a BB just above the grass. And Carranza tried to backheel it through his legs, but whiffed at it. Will come out again for this goal kick. The Philadelphia Union Esports Camps, powered by Nerd Street, are right around the corner. Campers will learn a healthy gaming habit, work in a team environment, have 2 hours of soccer training from the Union's youth program each day. The space is limited, so you can sign up now at nerdstreet.com. That's nerdstreet.com to secure a spot. Use the promo code UNION100 for $100 off. Again, at nerdstreet.com. Dave Leno, Shannon Williams on the call. You're listening to Leagues Cup. It's a World Cup-style tournament here, and good luck tonight for the U.S. women's national team playing the Netherlands. That's going to be a tougher game, right, for them?
Yeah, it should be their toughest test so far. Yeah. We'll see if they're up for it and if they can get a second win here and get out of this group stage and get on the right track, as they had a good start but could have played a little bit better. and I think they'll start to grow into the tournament as it goes.
29th minute, by the way, for those of you that didn't hear, Lionel Messi did score twice, also had an assist last night. So chuck him up, Shaden. 2 games played, and he scored 3 goals. Not surprised.
I'm sure Miami's feeling great about that signing right about now.
Here's Bueno, who wins it off of the head of Nate Harriel. Bueno is about 30 yards away from goal, plays it forward 5 yards to Daniel Gazdag. A half turn from Gazdag into the flank here to Nate Harriel to the upper left of Verona. Union in possession of the attacking half with Klesnes. Klesnes sprays this over to the left, looking for Wagner, headed out by Mendoza. The right back out of play behind him. Will be a long throw for Kai Wagner to the right of the goalkeeper, Verona. And the Union have it in the attacking third. Martinez all the way back to Damian Lowe. They're going to reset the possession over to Elliott past the center circle on the attacking half side. Looking up with Klesnes. Now beginning the 30th minute, no score. Guerrero is sitting back here. Damian Lowe. Obstacle out to the left of Wagner. Quick touch into Ua. Ua darting inside the 18, cleared by Galarte. It comes all the way out here for Elliott. Union have to be very patient, Shane, and in possession with their flat back 4. A 4-4-2 with them. Latour is playing on a yellow, dispossessed. Thanks to Gazdag with his left, fires the shot and scores! Gazdag cashes in back-to-back games. This time from open play and from outside the 18. 1-0 Union.
And you said it, we haven't seen too many goals from the run of play from Daniel Gazdag. He does a great job to win the ball back after a loss of possession. Drives in on his left foot and has a great shot to the goalkeeper's left-hand side, down into the corner, right into the side netting. And again, just a good job of staying with the play, getting his shot away. We've seen him start to pass some of those shots up, and this time he takes it, feeling full of confidence, getting a goal in his last game, and he puts the Union up 1-0.
And I love that it was with Danny's left at the tip of the D, about 23, 25 yards away. And as Shannon documented to the left of the diving goalkeeper, making his debut for Querétaro, Alejandro Arana. But it is Gazdag. I know he's delivered with penalties, 12 of 12 across all competitions from the spot, that time from open play, and an important first goal for the Union tonight.
And you're seeing one of the Union's most important players start to pick it up in terms of his production and what he's able to do and influencing the game.
That was, again, dispossessing Latour. That's a good sign, but again, he's got to be cautious playing on a yellow in this game and sitting a little bit. Nice feed out of the back by the Union as well. A big switch of play. Perlaza from left to right on your radio dial. Inside for Sepulveda. Cleared out by Elliott. Past the end line to the right of Andre Blake. And Shane, it will be the second corner for Querétaro. Senuezo was also up top towards the end line as well. It's a target man, but it will be a corner here for Jonathan Perlaza.
And the Union need to stay alert. They don't want to give up a goal here on a set piece and get this Querétaro team back into the game. They want to start to press on from here and look to get in control of this game even more.
Perlaza and Barrera will have it. They play it short. Barrera plays it back here. They have it to the tip of the 18. Barrera will play it in. It goes off the back of the head inside for Galarte and wide to the left of Andre Blake. But a good short corner and the service playing in Perlaza over to Barrera, looking for Galarte inside the 6. And it just went wide. Will be another corner for Los Gallos.
And with Querétaro not being the biggest team, you're seeing that they're opting to play a lot of short corners, trying to get some better crossing angles. They were able to do it there as the Union are only sending out 1 against the 2.
Will be Barrera yet again for their third corner of the game. They play it short to Perlaza on his left. Swings it inside to the back post. Nobody home for Los Gallos. And it will come out here for the Union. Elliott was the deepest player towards that back post. And Andre Blake will have the goal kick, but that's a few more situations for Querétaro in this game. How do you think they're going to find some offensive output in this game as they're starting to sit back a little bit?
I think they're going to stick with their game plan and try to keep this game close. Maybe nick one, like we talked about, on a set piece, on some kind of counterattack. As long as they can keep this game at 1-0, they give themselves an opportunity to climb it back in this game with any moment.
Yep. Now the Union chasing that second goal. If you're just joining us, Daniel Gazdag scored in the 30th minute from distance from his left. 1-0 Union. Good spin in a 360 by Martinez. Put that ball forward about 15 yards up ahead, but right to Manzanares. Ball played out by Mendoza. He's the right back for Querétaro. In a 3-5 to the Union. Elliott spills over one. The foul called. Seno Ezu, the culprit for the foul, starting tonight, by the way, in place of Escamilla, who is on the bench. Come out here for Elliott and Jose Martinez. I'm seeing the athletic training staff being called here. It looks like to Omar Mendoza, who was down early on in the game.
And it looks like it's from the gash from Michael Ua earlier on. It looks like his Band-Aid might have come off and just need to get some reapplication, and I think he'll be okay.
He went down, if you missed it, probably about 10, 12 minutes ago when Ua tried to shield him to his left, and his left arm did come up a little bit high into the bridge of his nose. I'm seeing Dr. Hummer also out there for concussion protocol, just checking up on Omar Mendoza. Very important to check up on that. For Mauro Gerk's team, again, the Union taking on Querétaro from central Mexico, this team is. And, it's really challenging for a lot of these Liga MX sides is that they're away. They're all playing at MLS venues. We said it on the show that we'll air tomorrow on PHL 17 at 9 o'clock. You would think it would favor an MLS team to hoist this trophy in the end, but obviously I know you have teams like Chivas, Pachuca, that can put Cruz Azul. I know is having a hard time in the Inter Miami group and other clubs that will factor in. But I would think an MLS side is going to hoist the trophy. What do you foresee?
I think you got the crystal ball out. I think that they give themselves a good chance by being at home. I think it's tough when you get into the later stages. You've been on the road now for a couple weeks, and that's not easy. You're not having the comforts of home. You're in a different country that speaks another language, depending on where you're at geographically. And it's going to be tough for one of these Mexican sides, like we've talked about a couple times now, who are in the beginning of their season to really kick the gears on and get themselves going to try and win this cup.
Yeah, Miami won 4-0 yesterday over Atlanta. We mentioned Messi scoring twice in the game, also had an assist and started up top. It's Martinez and Robert Taylor who scored him. How about Robert Taylor playing really well? He scored twice against the Union this year.
I guess it's the Messi effect. He's got everybody playing well right now.
Busquets played in beautiful balls, obviously, from his pedigree. We play on. Mendoza's all right. Got some new tape on the bridge of his nose. Union in possession. 36 minute, 1-0. They lead thanks to the Gazdag goal. Elliott over to Nate Harriel towards the corner to the left of Arana. Goes off of the left back Perlaza. Be a throw for Nate Harriel, starting in place of Olivier Bizo. Had a shaky second half, but we may see Bizo later on in this game, and I'm referring to the second half of the Tijuana game on Saturday. Glesnes around the ball, 7 yards in possession, played back to Martinez. About 40 yards away from goal in possession is Gazdag in the attacking half. Toe pokes it forward to Carranza, who's in. Out comes the keeper, pushes down Carranza, point to the spot. Penalty upcoming as Arana, the goalkeeper, came out and nicked the left shin of Carranza, and a penalty kick is on its way for the Union.
And the Union are doing a good job in this first half of testing the goalkeeper. We saw the shot from Gazdag. Now they test him and trying to round him, and Carranza does a good job to draw the contact, and it's definitely a penalty as we see Arana take down Carranza right up top on the top of the 6 on the left-hand side, and it looks like he's down injured now.
Oh, wow. Well, that's not good news for them, as they're short on keepers. Gazdag threaded it, Shane, in about 15 yards on the deck from the side of his boot to the left of the goalkeeper. And Carranza darted to his right, and then there was contact made by Arana diving to his left knee kicked out on the left boot of Carranza. And Gazdag is awaiting this penalty, but the goalkeeper Arana is still down to the left of his goal in front of the Sons of Ben.
And we're seeing as this half goes on and it's hot out here that this team is starting to open up the gaps, and guys aren't doing the running that they were doing in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. So can the Union take advantage not only with this PK, but for the rest of the game and start to build that confidence as they head it, hopefully, into the second round?
Rana is still down, being checked up on the athletic training staff of Querétaro. Again, they will take on Tijuana on Sunday to finish this group. This is East 1 group. Beautiful roll by Gazdag again to dispossess one of the players for Querétaro. On the first goal was Latour, and then there just threading it about 15, 20 yards. And I called for it during the week. Gazdag to have a bigger role about 30 yards in towards goal, and you're seeing that already in the first 38 minutes as is getting set to hammer home this penalty.
And it's even more impressive that it's on his weaker left foot. He does a good job just to make good contact and keep it low and make the goalkeeper make a save. So good job to keep it low and keep it on target, and we'll see if he can convert this PK.
All right, so Gazdag amid the Sons of Ben, 1v1 against Arana for this penalty. Is a perfect 12-12 across all competitions. Can it be 13-13? You bet! Gazdag hammers it to the right as Arana guessed wrong to his left. Gazdag very pristine, unblemished for the penalty spot, 13-13 across all competitions. Penalty successful, and another goal successful. 2-0 Union, and Gazdag has the brace.
And like we said over the weekend, another one, right? He steps up, he gets the goalkeeper to dive to the wrong way, like he's done so often this year, and does a good job of just keeping it right on frame. No chance for the goalkeeper, and the Union are up 2-0 here at the end of this first half.
Love to see Gazdag get cooking, and this is big. I know we're in Leagues Cup and not at the end of the MLS regular season. Last year, he had 22 goals. Remember, you know it, he was an MVP candidate in MLS. Need him to continue this high level of play moving forward.
And we know what he can do from the PK spot. We just saw it a moment ago, but he's starting to get himself going in the run of play, being more influential. Not only the pass into Carranza that ends up being a PK, but then converting it afterwards.
Union again getting the challenge there, and Palazza in possession, swerving left to right. Carranza with the Union up 2-0. Goal officially the 39th minute by our public address announcer, the boisterous Kevin Casey. 40th minute, 2-0 Union. Brace by Gazdag. One on a penalty, one from open play. By the way, second penalty, obviously, Leagues Cup, as Danny banged one home against Tijuana on Saturday. Elliott in possession with the club up by 2. Flips it forward about 30 yards as it goes all the way to Carranza. And the foul call, looks like, against the Union here, will come out with Manzanares in possession. Bueno was up high. What do you make of the movement of, as there's a restart about to take place with Los Gallos, but the movement of Bueno, Shane, to get up higher than Jose Martinez, and Bueno's chances to get forward?
Yeah, with Martinez and Bueno, it gives Bueno a little bit more freedom to get forward, knowing that Martinez is going to occupy that number 6 role and sit a little bit deeper. So the Union are doing a good job of sharing that role and making sure that at least one of them is high and not crowding each other's space in the middle of the field.
Damian Lowe tells one of the players for Querétaro to get up. That's Pablo Barrera, their captain. There's a challenge there. We're going to restart about 45 yards away for the Andre Blake goal. 2-0 Union on the brace of Gazdag. We're nestled in the 41st minute. Montesinos tried to go through the wickets of Nate Harriel, said no, and Nate just banged it out of play. Venturing forward here, Palazza, their left back at a 4-4-2. They're down by 2, Los Gallos. A challenge there by Bueno. Nice work rate from the Union defensively. All players helping out here. And right now, 8 behind the ball with Carranza and Ua, the highest players in advance. If there's a counter opportunity, up 2-0. Ball played here to the tip of the 18. Good dish inside. Sanoenzo was taken down. No call inside the 18. Jose Martinez also limping as well from Parchment. Nearly a shaky moment there for Querétaro as Sanoenzo was going inside the 18 and wanted the penalty call. He won't get it from Parchment.
And we saw this in the last game after they got up 2-0, letting their foot off the gas a little bit and not ending the half in the right way. So they need to make sure that they end this half in the right way and going up 2-0 and taking a good lead into halftime.
Seeing a replay in the booth, there was nothing from Elliott there, just past Jose Martinez inside his own defensive 18 and amid Andre Blake, as Sanoenzo kind of like was a half dive from him, trying to get some call, as Querétaro is down 2-0 to the Union. Again, the Union win this game, they will go to the knockout stage in Leagues Cup, and we're being told unofficially, though, that the game would be next Thursday, the 3rd. Elliott, still a lot of time to go in this one. In possession, right in front of the Andre Blake goal, 2-0 Union. End of the 42nd minute, a dummy play as was slid through by Carranza. Taken out of the back by Galarte, who spins at a 180 back to the goalkeeper, Arana, who's up. Was down about 5 minutes ago. Bueno wins it off of his poor distribution. Bueno gets it out to the right. Jesus has played very well so far. Carranza linking up with Nate Harriel, darting to his right, trying to play across in a slide tackle by Manzanares. Out of play. We'll concede the corner to the Union. And the third one tonight for the club to the left of Arana. Corner for the Union.
And the Union starting to click now, starting to get themselves into high gear and starting to really cause this team a little bit of problems in and around the 18.
So it looks like it's going to be Bueno taking this corner, not Kai Wagner. This time in training, you see a lot of Kai taking the corners, but Jesus a lot of times will play as a short option. This time we'll have the corner the whole way for Arana, a little different look. Frank Lick, the assistant coach, orchestrates all these set pieces from the club a lot training, and it's Bueno who'll have it with his left hand down at the base of section 139. Plays it in. There's the header inside. Nate Harriel gets on the sheet and scores! His first goal in Leagues Cup. Welcome back to the scoring column. Nate Harriel off of the corner from There's the third goal tonight. 3-0 Union.
And a great goal by Nate Harriel, who finds himself unmarked right on top of the Coyotetero 6-yard box and makes no mistakes about it. Gets a great header on goal and makes the Union 3 up right before the half. We talked about wanting to end the half in the right way, and Nate's just done that for the Union.
Nate Harriel came in with a 5-yard sprint, leaped into the air like a power forward, going for a rebound, out muscling Galarte right at the summit, Shannon, and headed that home to the right of the keeper, Arana, for Nate's goal tonight.
And as we're looking at the replay, it looks like Nate even uses his own player, Damian Lowe, as a little bit of a springboard to get himself a little bit higher, dunking on his own player there.
Really happy for Nate Harriel and the time that he's put in with the club. The 22-year-old homegrown. And Bueno with a beautiful distribution from that corner as well. That has to be stated, Shane.
Yep, 2 assists, 2 games. Bueno's definitely making that impact that we talked about and earning those minutes as he's done so far in these last couple games.
Harriel is, I go back to last year as a foul is called on the near side on Glesnes and a 3-0 Union lead. Harriel won the job over Olivier Bizo. Then Bizo won it back to the end of the year. It's been the start of this year. And then they've gone back and forth. I think we're going to get a yellow card, though, on Glesnes. The 45th minute on a challenge into the flank on Sepulveda. Well, for the Blake goal.
Just a silly challenge as the player's not facing the field of play and is facing the out-of-bounds line. No need to foul and leave your feet there and get yourself a yellow card at the end of the half and have to be cautious now for the rest of the game.
In case you're wondering, that is not Nate Harriel's first career Union goal. He does have one in league play back in 2022. The fourth official, Quincy Williams, spots up 5 minutes on the board. 5 minutes, a minimum of 5 to culminate half number 1. This is whipped in by Perlaza. Second ball cleared out by Damian Lowe, and the Union Carranza gets it to us right, but a toe poke back to Montesinos to the upper right of Andre Blake. Sanuso will curl this in through the face of goal, well wide, but a shaky moment as the target man was Galarte out of play. And a goal kick for Andre Blake. MLS Season Pass on Apple TV, the new home to enjoy all the Union's regular season matches. You can watch every game on every screen. And the best part, no blackouts. But we thank you so much for listening to us tonight on 97.5 The Fanatic with our great crew. Nate Harriel, by the way, last scored August 31st of 2022 against Atlanta. So happy for him that he gets on the board.
Somebody that doesn't find themselves around the goal too much, does just a really good job of being in a good spot and making a good run to be dangerous in the box. We talked about Bueno taking the service from this right-hand side, and he delivers again.
Yep, from the Bueno corner. And the Union lead 3-0 as we're in first half stoppage time. Dave Leno, Shane Williams on the call with our producer, Kyle Morello. Engineers Marty Dickerson, Mike Vito in the booth here in Chester. Matt Menard back at the studio. Stick around for Shane and I. We'll bring you the halftime report. We'll have the audio highlights of this exciting first half, scores from around this Leagues Cup night, and much more to look forward to in the Leagues Cup bracket. Carranza splits 2, over to Ua, past the center line, back to Carranza, evades 1 in Montesinos and Sepulveda. We'll go back here to Martinez, well away from their Arana goal with the Union up by 3. Back to Nate Harriel, the recent goal scorer. Past Bueno, who was cutting outside, but Nate's pass went in. There's the intercept by the white shirts of Los Gallos. And they're getting it all the way up. Sepulveda will play forward up ahead. Sanuezo lost that. Damian Lowe with a good tracking on a 7-yard diagonal run, sprinting to his left. Sanuezo couldn't get there.
And boy, did he make that look easy running down that Coyotetero player out on the right-hand side. He's got so much speed that he doesn't have to be in the best spot to still win the ball.
It's amazing, those long legs. They just keep trucking along for Damian Lowe. Played so well for Jamaica, the Gold Cup with Andre Blake as well. It's great to have Lowe back in the starting lineup. He was sick also, Shannon. For about 6 or 7 days, he missed training. All played up. Latoura lost that 30 yards away for the Andre Blake goal, but Camilo Sanuzo is pushed down. Get well away for the Blake goal, just outside the tip of the D, about 30 yards away. It will be a free kick for Carretero in first half stoppage time, down by 3.
And again, Union want to do a good job of seeing out this half and making sure that they're going in at 3-0 at the very minimum. So can they do a good job defending this set piece and see out the rest of this half here?
Sanuezo will have the free kick, Shannon, to Straight ahead up on top of the D, about 30 yards away, I'll call it here. Andre Blake getting his wall intact, led by Harriel from right to left, Glesnes, Carranza, Martinez, Elliott, Damian Lowe. Sanoezo is telling some of his other players to back up inside the D, getting set for this free kick. Again, it's a restart here on a free kick for Sanoezo. Camilo steps up. It's a four-step approach, hammers into Jose Martinez. It hits the top of his right shoulder blade, and he quickly falls backwards, and Jose is all right, thankfully. And you can hear the crowd roaring. That might have been a little bit of a Hollywood move there from Jose, but he is okay, thankfully. Perlaza thought there would be some contact here. Carranza foul called on Jonathan Perlaza. A little physicality here, shoving his right arm into the belly of Carranza. Foul called on their left back.
And you're starting to see the frustrations pile up here for Carretero as they find themselves down 3-0 at the end of this first half and not liking the scoreline. Going to look to try to mix up the game and try to find ways to get back into the game with some kind of gamesmanship that we'll probably see in the second half here.
So Glesnes will have the restart chained into the upper end of Andre Blake. Again, Carretero is sitting back in their 4-4-2, taking more chances, obviously down by 3. 3-0 Union for those just tuning in. Gazda with a brace, one on a penalty. The first one from open play from 30 yards. And last off of a corner, Bueno to Harriel. And Harriel got the goal for his first since 2022 with the Union. Bueno to the right of Jim Kern into the final third. Here comes Carranza, dipping past one. Carranza going towards the byline there. Got a little bit of help from Manzanares, and it's cleared away out to the left by Perlaza, their left back. Martinez, first half stoppage time here. Should get the whistle from Parchment. Foul called. Martinez taking one to the grass, and Sepulveda's had a frustrating first half, and there's the whistle from Parchment, and that will do it for half number one. Very successful first 45. A brace for Gazdag, and a Nate Harriel third goal.
And a really good first half for this Union team as they've come out and put a 3-goal lead into halftime and doing a really good job of creating chances and doing a good job also of finishing those chances once they get there.
Encouraging start for the Union. They'll go to the locker room, look to pounce home some more goals, and talk over the halftime adjustments. On the other side, Shannon and I will have our halftime report after one half of play from Subaru Park. The Union lead 3-0 over Carretero. Halftime report coming up next. You're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer in Lynx Cup on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You have a little hill, and then at the top of the hill, you have some tents, and that's where the media sits. But closest to the uprights are usually where friends and family are. So you got friends and family of the players and coaches and whatever, all in that one little area. They are usually right behind the uprights. So when the kickers go to their individual drills and they practice their kicks, there's very often, you got to be like, heads up, and someone's going to either catch the ball or get out of the way or whatever, because the kicks are right there. There's no net. It's coming right to you. Chad Ryland felt like he was trying to maim children with the way he was booming kicks today. And I'm joking, obviously. But he was kicking for maybe 45 yards back. These kicks probably would have been good from 60. Like, he has a huge leg. He was kicking it over the tents. We had to say heads up to everybody, almost every kick, because it was a danger zone with him kicking the ball. So I'm impressed with the power of his leg, and I think he will unseat Nick Folk as the starter day one.
And I remember Quinn Nordine was here for a while. He had a boot too. You're saying that this is actually, for one day, he was booming the ball to the point where you think he's the next kicker.
Yeah, and I think Nick Folk has sort of run his course here, and yes, he's been really good. Considering where they were at the position with Steven Gostkowski, having to retire or whatever happened with that injury. and they brought in, was it Kai Forbath, Mike Nugent?
A lot of the kickers
they've
had here have gone on to play elsewhere.
Yeah, like they had Young Wei Koo for a little bit, and he's had a bit of a career.
Robbie Gould.
I expect them to be well coordinated on that side of the ball, but that was just a digression. Bill Belichick was right there during those initial team periods in the red zone. He was standing right behind him.
Left foot, by the way. So it's 1-0 Union there, and about 7 minutes later, Bueno threaded the needle inside looking for Carranza, but the goalkeeper, Arana, came out and hit Carranza inside the penalty area, and it was called a PK by our referee, Parchment. At 40 yards away from goal in possession is Gazdag of the attacking. F-toe pokes it forward to Carranza, who's in. Out comes the keeper, pushes down Carranza, point to the spot. Penalty upcoming as Arana, the goalkeeper, came out and nicked the left shin of Carranza. And
And like, yeah, that's part of it. He's got to, if he mess up a play, he can't be frustrated. He's got to have a short memory and go
After this break, you're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer and Leagues Cup on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
Hi, it's Brian Boucher, and let me tell you about my friend Mario and his team at Great Railing. When your deck or railing project is in crunch time, there's only one place to go. In one trip to Great Railing, you'll find everything for the whole project from start to finish in stock. They have a huge selection of highest quality products at a fraction of the cost. I know firsthand the money you will save on your project. For quality products and everyday great pricing, do what I did and call Mario at Great Railing. Call 856-875-0050 or log on to greatrailing.com.
How do we create hope for a cleaner planet? Together. We see you conscious carpooling and weekend beach cleaning. All who've long gone green and all taking their first steps. We see you doing your part for the planet every day. And Green Mountain Energy is here to power everything you do with 100% renewable wind and solar energy. So join us for the love of the planet and for the hope inspired by everything on it. Green Mountain Energy. Light the future. PUCT 10009.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Don't let bone, muscle, or joint pain sideline you from your favorite activities. Premier Orthopedics physicians and therapists treat all injuries with the expertise and resources to help get you back to feeling your best. And with more than 50 locations throughout the region, including 2 orthopedic urgent care centers, Premier Orthopedics provides exceptional care when and where you need it. Get back in the game. Call Premier Orthopedics today at 1-855-ORTHO-24 or visit premierortho.com. Premier Orthopedics is the official orthopedics and physical therapy partner of the Philadelphia Union. You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
Dave Leno back from Subaru Park in Chester. It's halftime as the club leads 3-0 over Querétaro in this one. Daniel Gazdag with the brace, his first one in the 30th minute from about 25 yards away, beating the keeper, Arana, to his right. And then Gazdag scores on a penalty. 9 minutes later, after Carranza was pushed down, it was an emphatic call by the referee. Parchment by Arana, the goalkeeper, taking down Julian. And Gazdag bound home the PK for 13 of 13 across all competitions. Nate Harriel with the third goal in the 43rd minute. The Union with 65% of the possession. Yellow cards in the 10th to Michael Lua, in the 20th minute to Latura, in the 45th minute to Jacob Glesdis. We'll step aside. Our second half call will commence after this break as the club leads 3-0 over Querétaro, trying to get to the round of 32 in Leagues Cup and well on their way. You're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You've been listening to the Halftime Show on the Union Radio Network.
As a mom, chefing in the morning is easy. Thanks to Thomas's Bagels. They're just toast, top, and serve.
Mom, this breakfast is chef's kiss. Mwah!
See? Rave reviews. Thomas's.
Wake up to what's possible.
The Swag is a no-cost soccer training program for young athletes in Philadelphia's under-resourced communities. With numerous locations across the Philadelphia area and multiple programs to suit all skill levels, the Swag is committed to building a level playing field where anyone can compete. If interested in learning more about the program or to make a donation, visit the-swag.org. The Swag is fully funded by donations, so please consider making a contribution today. The Swag is proud to partner with the Philadelphia Union in our effort to create opportunities for everyone in soccer.
I'm always striving to live my healthiest life, so I need a health plan that has my back. With Independence Blue Cross, I get access to the largest network of doctors and hospitals in the region and free virtual doctor visits 24/7. Plus, with premiums as low as $0 per month, I can stay on top of my health and keep my budget in check. Independence has given me coverage I can count on, and they'll do the same for you. Learn more about your coverage options at ibx.com.
Start your weekend early at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Grab your friends and join us for happy hour at the Prime Rib Steakhouse and Sports and Social. Enjoy half-priced appetizers and sip on refreshing drink specials. Keep the party going at Center Bar with daily live entertainment and local favorite DJs spinning your favorite throwbacks. Admission and parking are free, so what are you waiting for? Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for details. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Whether you want to buy a new home, grow your business, or build your nest egg, where there's a WSFS, there's a way. WSFS Bank has been serving the people of this region for nearly 200 years, so we understand your needs, your hopes, your aspirations. With a local presence and national capabilities, WSFS is the bank from here that can take you anywhere. So now the question is, where would you like to go? Where there's a WSFS, there's a way. WSFS Bank, we stand for service. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, Florida, the beach is just the beginning. Because here, there's so much more to explore. So let's paddle, and maybe even parasail. Let's hit the trails, the coffee shops, the quaint boutiques, and craft breweries. And then let's indulge in some fresh seafood with a sea view. From the Gulf Coast to the Bay, there's something for every taste and every interest. So let's make the most of every sun-drenched minute, and let's shine. Start planning your next escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
If you want most of your breakfast stolen every morning, parenting is for you. If you want your kids to steal a delicious breakfast every morning, Thomas's English muffins are for you. You might not be able to have your breakfast and eat it too, but they'll enjoy it. Thomas's.
Wake up to what's possible.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
Start of the second half from Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. The Union lead 3-0 over Querétaro. There's the whistle from Parchment. And our second stanza is underway as the ball is played back to Federico Latura. Shannon, now time for your second half keys with the club up by 3.
Just to be smart in this second half, don't get any needless yellow cards, red cards, and make this game interesting. Want to make sure that you're going into the next round of games fully intact and having your best players available to you.
He gets Sepulveda on the ball immediately. He didn't call his name too much in half number 1. Barrera dashes to his left, to the upper left of Andre Blake, to be exact, with Querétaro is on the ball, and they're down again 3-0 at the start of half number 2 in Chester. Again, the storyline at the Union, hold this lead and win. They will host the group stage at Subaru Park, and would host up until the end. If they only matched up with LAFC, that would be the only time in the final that they would go on the road in this competition. Montesinos had the ball a moment ago on the far side of the field, linking up with Latura. Ball played in from their left back, Perlaza. Little miscommunication there with Damian Lowe and Elliott, with Senuezo inside the 18, and Andre Blake gobbles it up nonetheless.
And want to see the Union get into this half ready to go and not have these early lapses that we saw in the last game, almost giving up 2 goals. We saw the first goal and then giving away the PK, so they want to start the half on a better note and get themselves going a little bit earlier on here.
It's a really good point, Shannon, because Jim Curtin mentioned the shaky start to the second half on Saturday night, the 3-1 win over Tijuana, when a second red was issued in that game. Can ill afford that tonight, even though they're up by 3. Want to see the intensity magnified from half number 1, transitioning to the second. Perlaza spins off of Nate Harriel. That time plays it in the middle for Sierra. Back to their left back, Perlaza. Again, they're in a 4-4-2. They played over to Mendoza, who's cutting inside. He's the right back. Stepping up is Wagner, playing the left wing-back position. Barrera sprayed it to Latura, over to Mendoza, to the upper left of Andre Blake. Querétaro has it in possession, right in front of Jim Curtin. Will go all the way in the back to Manzanares. Trying to be deliberate in their build-up here. Everybody back for the Union right now. They have 8 behind the ball with Carranza and Ua up top. A little trouble passing out to the left. Will be a throw-in for Glesnes on the far side of the field, who will give way to Nate Harriel.
And with Querétaro down 3-0, you're seeing that they're being a little bit more positive. They don't have anything to lose at this point, trying to be a little bit braver in possession and see if they can't claw themselves back into this game.
Nate Harriel with the long throw, 10 yards ahead, looking for Ua. It's cleared out to the upper left into the crowd by the left center back, Oscar Manzanares. He's played a full 90 in both games previously with Santos and Liga MX. It's the top division in Mexico, or Liga MX in English. Jesus Bueno in possession, past the center line, over all the way in the back, 15 yards behind him to Damian Lowe. Played very well in the first half. Was the culprit for an offside call in the 9th minute. The Union are up 3-0. Darting forward and blazing right past Latura. was Martinez, who just opts to go all the way to the back to Andre Blake. Again, the Union switching ends to start this second half. And now we'll transition right to left on your radio dial as they play from Elliott all the way to Damian Lowe. In front of Jim Curtin is Kai Wagner. Off of a volley, Kai stung that all the way back to Elliott, who plays it forward about 70 yards up ahead to Carranza. Long run for Galarte to the right of Arana, who's still in goal. By the way, no changes to start half number 2 in this Leagues Cup action. Galarte is pressed there from Michael Ua. As a result, dispossessed Martinez won it back to Gazdag. Numbers here for the Union. Gazdag plays it forward to Bueno inside the 18. Turns it down for Gazdag, and it's picked off nicely by Sierra. Jordan Sierra gets it there for Gazdag that time as they're trying to counter here against the Union, down 3-0.
Good job by Joseph Martinez in winning that ball back and then trying to play forward. Those are those moments where we'd like to see Gazdag shoots, elects to go for the pass, and him and Bueno just can't connect on the combination at the edge of the box.
But I like that the Union are having more the numerical advantage in those quick transitions towards the tip of the 18. I haven't seen that even in the recent league games that we've called in build-up, in quick combination play.
They've just been a little bit off in their connection and finding those passes and connecting that first pass after they win the ball. We've seen Martinez have an assist in the last game, doing something similar and playing forward off of a possession one. So they're doing a better job and connecting a little bit better here in this Leagues Cup early first round.
Sepulveda was in possession just a moment ago from a pass from Perea. They have it to the left of Andre Blake with the Union up 3-0. Martinez won it back. It goes all the way past Manzanares, who will give way to Arana, who's well outside his penalty area. It's 3-0 Union, 50th minute, early stages of the second half from Subaru Park with this 81-degree night. Nice crowd on hand. It's not sold out, but I would say the building's about close to 3/4 of the way filled. Everybody getting set for those fireworks on this Wednesday night. There's also a Phillies game. Don't ask me about the traffic coming down here, Shannon, but I need your express car to get down here faster than mine, that's for sure.
We're going to start needing a helicopter.
Yeah. Gazdag played it to the left here. Speaking of a helicopter, they thwart one there, and flying forward is Jesus Bueno. Toe poked away to Latura, who's on a yellow card. He'll concede the first quarter of the second half to the Union, thanks to the run from Gazdag to Jesus Bueno.
And you're seeing the Union want to keep their foot on the gas and try to get more goals and put this game further out of reach and make sure that there's no hesitation in wanting to take as many points as they can out of this first round and take the confidence with them as well.
Union up 3-0. Here comes a corner to the right of Arana, their goalkeeper of Querétaro for Los Gallos from Liga MX. It's Wagner at the base of section 113 and 114, getting set to take this corner. Parchment, the referee from Jamaica, having some words with Glesnes. And it looks like Manzanares as well, one of their center backs, the left center back to be precise. Play halted for a moment. Corner still upcoming here for the Union, up 3. They scored on a corner in the 43rd minute. Glesnes was pushed down by Manzanares. They say play on. A little physicality from the two of them. Whipped in. It's Glesnes, the target man, with a darting run to his right off the side of his head. And into the 6th row of seats will come out for a goal kick for Querétaro.
And again, the Union wanting to be dangerous on set pieces. We're able to find Glesnes, who just can't redirect it on goal or try to redirect it towards that back post for other runners.
Made about a 10-yard sprint from right to left, swooping forward, and had that header for Big Jacob. It was past the legs of Pereira, well outside the goal of Querétaro. Foul called on Elliott. Damian Lowe also stepping up forward as well. Coming back was Sepulveda. See if they can get him and Montesinos in action. I'm surprised that I haven't seen any direct balls over the top from the back four tonight. Why do you think that is, or is that just not the makeup tactically that Mauro Gurka, their manager, wants to play tonight against the Union?
Now you're seeing them down 3-0, and they're opening up and playing a little bit more direct and a little bit braver and forward. In that first half, I thought that they sat really deep, and that didn't allow those over-the-top balls when you have all 11 players back behind the ball.
They do have an attacking chance here off of one hop. The shot from distance by Mendoza. The right back goes wide of everybody to the right of Andre Blake. A lot of play to the upper right of Andre Blake. The ball shifted to the far side of the field, and in the end, Mendoza had the shot, but it whiskered wide.
And again, you're seeing Querétaro play without any hesitation now that they're down 3-0. They're high pressing. They're trying to get up into the Union and force mistakes and see if they can't nick a goal to get back into this game.
That press has intensified, Shane, and you're spot on for Los Gallos. 53rd minute, 3-0 Union. Brace from Gazdag, one on a penalty, the first one from open play. Then Nate Harry off of a corner from the service of Jesus Bueno in the 43rd minute are the differences tonight. Good distribution off the chest from Blake to Carranza at the halfway line. Nate Harriel splits Sierra and Montesinos. Harriel goes all the way back in possession now over to Martinez. Martinez will roll it back from the back of his boot. In the possession now to Damian Lowe, who targets Kai Wagner. Wagner flees to his right, gets rid of one man in Barrera, takes him out of play. Elliott splits two lines over to Gazdag, playing through it up the spine, and it's cleared out by Manzanares. There's a good ball there, and I like the play of Elliott. A couple times he's gone directly up the middle to split the two lines out of the midfield and the forwards tonight.
And you mentioned it a couple times. He's broken the lines and been able to play straight into the forwards, into that front three, which then they're able to go with less numbers behind the ball.
Poor pass by Uo on the combination play to Gazdag, stepping up on a slide tackle going from behind as Kai Wagner nicely with his defensive work rate over to Martinez from the foot of Elliott into the flank to the upper left of Arana, their goalkeeper for Bueno. Bueno played it forward looking for Nate Harriel inside. Sierra's there inside his own 18, gets taken down by Nate to the left of the goalkeeper Arana, and a foul called against Nate Harriel. You can see where some would say Ua is still like a tick off. And Ua back in the starting lineup, that has been a storyline. He has 7 goals in league play, 3 assists. He did not start the last game. It was Quinn Sullivan. He subbed on 2 of the last 3, making the start. What have you made of the first 55 minutes of Michael Ua tonight?
He's been okay, I would say. Yeah. I think he's lost a couple balls in possession. He hasn't really gotten the chance to have a sniff at goal, and that's tough when confidence isn't high. And you haven't been starting all the games and you've been a normal starter. Sometimes you just need to see it hit the back of the net to get that confidence going again.
Martinez to Bueno. Union having the attack here with Gazdag. As Wagner as an option, he keeps it on his right. Gazdag plays it forward. It's cleared up by Manzanares, and Galarte cleared it out by Montesinos, but it's called right back up to Damian Lowe. 30 yards away from goal. Lowe's going to give it a go. Curls it in. Big save by Arana, diving to his left towards the upper 90. Not a bad idea for the Jamaican international. Low from distance will come out for a corner.
And you can hear the crowd egging him on to shoot, and he decides to have a go. And why not? As you see all the players dropping off and giving him that space, does a good job to put it on target and make the goalkeeper make a save.
Love it from Lowe. Love the fact the Union have had a couple of instances where they're shooting from big distances. Will be a corner here after the save by Arana in the air, skying to his left. Bueno will have the corner instead of Wagner. The last time resulted in a goal for Nate Harriel. Bueno has his left hand down, a 2-step approach, muscles his forward, swings his leg right to left, looks in for Nate Harriel yet again of all players, but a foul called. It looks like we're getting an offside from the AR on the far side of the field, Nicholas Anderson, but it went right to Nate Harriel yet again. We'll come out here for Los Gallos.
Again, a lot of that, it just comes down to determination and who wants to get to the ball and who's willing to put their head into a dangerous situation. So Nate Harriel's done that once tonight and looking for more.
Wrexham's coming to Subaru Park to take on Union 2 on the 28th after captivating a worldwide audience with their journey to EFL League 2 promotion. Wrexham prepare their upcoming season here in Chester and other cities around the U.S. I heard the tour has been very successful. Tickets are now available on the Union website at philadelphiaunion.com. I've been told coming into the building tonight that game is close to a sellout, which is very exciting to hear against Marlon LeBlanc's Union 2 team.
Yeah, everybody excited after Wrexham had that show on FX, and they've done such a good job to pour money into that team and try to get them back into a top division.
Martinez has it past the halfway line. Union in possession, up 3-0. Ball played forward 15 yards. Harsh challenge there by Manzanares. At the top of the 18, about 23 yards away, pushing down Carranza. Carranza holding, it looks like, the left quad. They got a couple of changes coming in this game for Carretero, as they're going to make these moves in the 58th minutes. They're going to bring on Jaime Gomez, one of their midfielders up top in the attacking half, and Marco Garcia. And Sierra is done in this game, at least one of the players done for Carretero.
And Carretero trying to bring on some fresh legs to try to continue to chase this game and try to get that first goal back as they start to try and make a comeback here in the second half.
Andre Blake is down on the backside as well at the tip of the circle. So it looks like Mendoza's out, the right back. Let's see if Gomez will fill that spot. That's Jaime Gomez. And Marco Garcia will come up top of the Sierra spots. Again, these changes in the 58th minute for Querétaro, down 3-0 against the Union.
And this isn't something that the Union fans want to see, as we see Andre Blake getting some attention from the training staff as they look like they're working on the right leg over there of Andre Blake, somebody that's been such a huge addition and a welcome sight back in goal after a long run at the Gold Cup. So not the player that the Union want to lose going into the second round.
Didn't see anything off the ball there on Blake. He just sat on his backside at the tip of the circle in the Union defensive half. And Paul Rushing, Steve Hudemeyer talking with Andre. It looks like they're stretching out the right leg of Blake here. Do you think this is cramping? I don't, of course, want to speculate here with Blake, but Joe Bennick is warming up towards the byline just in case.
And I think with the Union up 3-0, you err on the side of caution and you make the substitution and try to get him right for the next game and see what's ailing him. I don't think that this is something where the Union really need to force this. I'm sure Andre will want to see this game out and get his shutout, but the Union might need to make sure that he's good to go, and he seems like he's going to stay on. So we'll see how he's doing, and we'll keep an eye on him for the rest of the game.
So he is up and just giving a thumbs up to his teammates. By the way, there is going to be a free kick to the left of Arana, the goalkeeper of Querétaro, for Bueno and Kai Wagner. Probably will be a Kai service inside the 60th minute. 3-0 Union. Comes the free kick. Let's await the whistle from Parchment. Andre Blake well outside his own penalty area towards the tip of the circle. Practicing some runs and shuffling from right to left, testing out that knee. Wagner with his right hand up, but it is Wagner that will take the short corner off the training ground. Back to Gazlak looking for Kai. Here comes the intercept by Querétaro for Garcia. Wagner wins it back. Bueno chips it in for Damian Lowe with the volley and scores! But the flag is up by the AR on the far side of the field, offside. What a volley there, ankle high towards the chest from Damian Lowe, who pounded that to the twine and will not count on that second ball rescued from Wagner.
And a great touch to redirect it on goal from Damian Lowe, just unfortunately a little bit offsides on that cross, and that was a great delivery there from that right side. He does a good job to keep it on frame, but just unfortunate that the flag goes up.
Nice play by Kai and Jesus Bueno. What a night for Bueno since he has been in the lineup in the recent games. 61st minute, the goal will not count. It was offside again. 3-0 Union. Here in the second half, Dave Leto's Shannon Williams on the call from Subaru Park at Chester. Ua winning it in front of his own bench on the near sideline, then towards the Morrow Girk bench. Little physicality with their captain Barrera. And a good play by Ua to get it to Wagner. Chested down by Bueno. Over to Carranza. Carranza trying to threaten the needle. Back to Bueno. Cuts it back on his right. Push down. Point to the spot. Penalty. Galarte is the culprit pushing down Bueno. And another penalty kick is on the way for the Union, who are already up by.
Again, you're seeing them win the ball and then click into gear. Play a forward pass into Bueno, who drops it off to Carranza, who plays it back to Bueno. Tries to cut back onto that right foot, and the defender has no choice but to take him out. Good play by Bueno again, who's again finding impact and ways to impact this game as he's created not only an assist, but now a penalty.
Had it on his left, on a dime, cut it back past Galarte. Now everything is checked. It is called a penalty on the field. At the top of the hour, you're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer Leagues Cup on WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia. Gazdag has the ball at the right side of his hip. And if he bangs it home, it will be a hat trick for Daniel Gazdag.
And off the replay, it didn't look like there was much contact, but it might have been enough just to put him off balance. And once you put your hands up around the shoulders of any player, you're going to ask the referee to make a decision. And he points straight to the spot, and he didn't hesitate. So I'm thinking that this might go on as a penalty, and we'll see if Gazdag can go for another one.
He's got two tonight. Shannon looking for that elusive third penalty. Gazdag ready for the penalty tonight. Would be a second of the game against Arana. Gazdag's ready. A staggered approach and scores! He hammers it to the right of Arana, who was there, but slotted it low and towards the corner. And Gazdag gets the hat trick. Gazdag has 4 in League's Cup, and it's 4-0 Union.
And again, so cool, calm, and collected from the PK spot. Does such a good job to just keep his composure. That time the goalkeeper guesses right, but he puts it into a spot where the goalkeeper can't get to. So again, you're seeing a player that's supremely confident from the spot and has no issue stepping up and taking multiple penalties in any game.
14 of 14 across all competitions for Daniel Gazdag, and count them, 3 of 3 in League's Cup. Danny's got it going on, and it's 4 for the U at home as Matt Real and Jack McGlynn are getting set to come on for the Union.
And a good time for the Union to bring on some substitutions and get guys minutes and start to gain confidence. Also get a rest for some of the guys that have been out there for these last 2 games and have played a heavy amount of minutes.
Looks like Martinez is going to come out in this game for the club. And maybe Glesnes as well on a yellow card in the 65th minute. 4-0 Union. Bueno on the ball, plays it up 15 yards to Gazdag, tackled by Latura, played out on the far side of the field for Carranza, and will come out here for those substitutions. As Matt Real is going to come in, the same with Jack McGlynn. Martinez is done in the game, and the same with Glesnes, who doesn't know he's coming out, has his hands on his hips, then looks at the big board, and Glesnes is going to come out too. All right, nice night for Jose. Jose's done after 65 minutes. Shannon, the same with Glesnes. What did you make of both of their nights?
I thought Martinez and Glesnes both had great nights. I thought Martinez was instrumental in breaking up plays like he always does and then playing forward. I think he's definitely, over the last couple of weeks and the last couple of games, worked on his passing and been able to connect more in terms of those forward playing balls. We'll see if Matt Real can get himself glowing. I know Jack McGlynn will get on the ball and try to get on this score sheet if he can't have an assist himself.
I like the fact that they're also giving rest to Glesnes. Yeah, he's a warrior. He's played every minute since 2 years ago. So I think this is a strategic move by the technical staff, giving Glesnes these breathers as we're in the 66th minute.
Absolutely. And also with the yellow card, you want to make sure that you're keeping your players at 11 and making sure that you get into the next game not having to play a man down.
So they're still playing in a back 3 with Real on the left, Elliott in the middle, and Lowe as the right center back. Wagner tried to evade one, no call with Garcia, trying to take him down. They're trying to play direct, and Damian Lowe has it. The flag is up offside. Seth Poveda was the man up top. Will come out here for the Union. Except for another sub for Carretero. It would be their second moment and second in this game for Rodrigo Lopez. One of their midfielders came up through their youth system, is getting set to come on here, and he will at the start of the 67th minute with their club down by 4. They're going to make the sub. And Rodrigo Lopez from Benito, Mexico City, Mexico, does come on in this game. He does come on for a very disgruntled Querétaro's Federico Laturo, played in the midfield. Played very deep as their number 6. The culprit for 1 yellow caution. The ball up ahead from Andre Blake to Carranza, but coming out is Aranja, their goalkeeper. He will gobble that up before Carranza can get there. Eating him was Manzanares, one of their center backs. 4-0 Union. Gazdag with a hat. The other goal as well in the 43rd minute tonight. The Union team, again, for those just setting the storyline, if they win tonight up by 4, looks like that's going to be the case. They will move on to the knockout stage, which is the round of 32, and will host a knockout game next week. Jaime Gomez was on the ball playing right back spot, filling in for Mendoza. Galarte in possession, well outside his goal. The 68th minute, 4-0 Union. Union still in the 3-5-2 against a 4-4-2 from Querétaro. Pereira, their captain, played with Vancouver. He's up top. Splits 2, and Jack McGlynn, one of the players, along with Ua, sprays it off the tip of his boot into the flank up top for San Jose. He's the man that played at Vancouver from 2011 to 13 for Camillo. 92 appearances, had 39 goals. Then Shannon came in a big transfer from Vancouver for over $2 million to Querétaro into Liga MX.
Yeah, and was such a huge number 10 when he was at his time in Vancouver. Did such a good job for the Vancouver Whitecaps and then made his move over to Mexico. So we're seeing him now, and he's been struggling in this game for time and space and also for touches.
Pereira, speaking of not a lot of touches up top for Garcia, Elliott sideswipes him and will clear with his left about 30 yards up ahead over the green boots of Gazdag. Carranza will settle in the defensive half over to Bueno. I'm just saying Bueno, a lot of recognition here. Wisely, very keen out there with his passing. All the way back to Elliott as they got it back to Real. Good combinations inside for McGlynn off the tip of his boots to Bueno. Spins against Montesinos. Up ahead for Carranza, all stemming from Jesus. And Carranza coming deeper in possession for the methodical buildup. McGlynn with his pristine passing. Not a great touch from Kai Wagner in the attacking half. Picked off by Barea. Although Barea does give way to was one of his midfielder players. They go out all the way to the right to Garcia, who gave it back to Lowe. Well outside the goal of Andre Blake. A little back and forth. Passes have been connected really nicely for Querétaro tonight.
Yeah, the Union have been doing a good job of not letting Querétaro get in behind them. Damian Lowe has tracked down a couple players a couple times and made sure that this team has stayed in front of them and not been dangerous.
Union up 4-0 here on the hat trick by Gazdag, and Nate Harriel had the other goal in this game. Galarte inside his own 18 will distribute up ahead to Rodrigo Lopez. He dashes forward over to Jaime Garcia Valencia. Garcia plays it about 20 yards on the Bermuda grass up ahead. In the middle circle here, immediate challenge. Marco Garcia was met by Carranza. Play was negated there in the 70th minute. 4-0. Union now doing the defensive work. Ball played to the far side of the field for Querétaro. I'm just not seeing any urgency from this club. I know they've only played 2 Leagues Cup games. But having said that, here's a combination for Lopez inside the 18. Trying to play it to the top. Sanoezo, he's the target man with his left foot spinning. Back over to Lopez with the weak shot saved by Andre Blake. Just past his end line and squeezed it at his boot shaded in the 70th minute, keeping the shutout.
And it's just been hard for them to get anything going. I think that's probably been their best chance of the game so far. It came from some quick combination play at the top of the box, and they were able to get a shot away. So look for them to continue to try to do that as they, again, try and get this goal deficit down and try to get a goal on the board here.
Another duo of substitutions getting set to come on, including Jonathan Torres, one of their goal scorers. Michael Ua had a Galarte with the tackle to the upper right of Aranja. We're going to get some more substitutions. Torres is one of the players to come on. Montesinos is going to come off, and Raul Sandoval for some defensive work is going to come in. Montesinos, I think, had a very rough evening. Really didn't call his name too much other than I think the opening 10 minutes he's one of their forwards, Shannon, in a quiet night here in Chester.
And I think at this point, Querétaro looking forward to the next game and trying to get some of their players out that they know that they're going to have to play again in a couple days here. So trying to make sure that their players that they're going to need for this next game are ready and rested that now that this game's at a 4-0 deficit.
So Jonathan Torres is the other player to come on. He'll be a guy up top if they can get some service to him. And the former Whitecap player, Sanoezo, is done. He documented his play with Vancouver couple of minutes ago. 4-0 Union. Restart is on with the subs coming on for Querétaro. Harriel with the volley up ahead, looked for McGlynn, 30 yards away from goal. The intercept by Querétaro. Torres does get an immediate touch. He's going to be up top now with Sepulveda. They play all the way back to Galarte. There's the challenge from Ua in front of the D. Union now having to counter press here on the defensive work, as Los Gallos are in possession with Rodrigo Lopez, who had the only shot on goal tonight that Andre Blake had to stop a moment ago. They have it on the far side of the stadium. 3/4 of the way filled is the bowl here at Subaru Park. Fireworks tonight after this one on this beautiful 81-degree night. They play it out to the left here. Garcia was challenged there thanks to the play of Damian Lowe. Raul Sandoval also going towards the corner. And Lowe, as a result, is holding his left hamstring here, Shane, towards the corner flag.
Yeah, and it just looked like he took an awkward fall into the turf and got his knee a little bit jammed up, but seems like he's getting up and is going to try to continue on as the Union will come on here with 3 substitutions.
And why not, right?
Give some people some minutes, get some people out that need a little bit of a break who've been logging heavy minutes, and see if you can't get some of these guys going, as the likes of Torres and Quinn Sullivan, I'm sure will want to get on the scoreboard along with Donovan here.
Garcia had the corner. It was picked off the head of Sandoval. Carranza trying to counter. Palaza stopped him. Sullivan, Torres, and Donovan are getting set to come on here for the Union in the 73rd minute. 4-0 Union, by the way. Nate Harriel, good defensive effort to aid the back leg of Damian Lowe. Clear out there for Carretero. Chance here for the Union from right to left. Gosdog into space. Here comes Ua with a 10-yard sprint. Galarte was there. Cleared out by Arana, their goalkeeper. Came out 10 yards up ahead to just clear out of harm's way before the dashing Ua can get there. Out of play off of Carretero will be the trio of subs for the Union. So first up, Quinn Sullivan will come on for Carranza. A well-deserved shift for Carranza. A big round of applause in the 74th minute. He doesn't score tonight. Was pushed down for the culprit. And it caused one of those penalties for the Union. So Carranza's off. Daniel Gosdog gets the Kirk call as well with a hat trick tonight as Joaquin Torres comes on. And Chris Donovan is in for Michael Ua.
Good night from the front three. I know that Michael Ua would have liked to stay on it and maybe get himself a goal. Gosdog with the hat trick and Carranza getting brought down for the penalty. So job done. Get ready for the next round.
Yep. The rest of these guys moving forward for that game at the end of next week. We're being told unofficially. Check the Union website for the exact dates and time at PhiladelphiaUnion.com and, of course, the social media platforms. And again, it is Joaquin Torres coming in with Quinn Sullivan. Donovan as well into action. Donovan, remember, getting that goal, his first career goal several league games ago. Bueno forces it forward to Joaquin Torres. Torres off the side of his boot, up ahead to Chris Donovan. Cleared away by Manzanares, one of their starters still out there from that left center back position. The Premier Lacrosse League is coming back to Philly on Sunday, September 24th. Come see the best lacrosse players at Subaru Park for the second time as they look to be crowned champions. The tickets and Premier Suites are on sale now at PhiladelphiaUnion.com for exciting, thrilling PLL action. When Sullivan tried to get a touch about 30 yards straight away for the Arana goal. Spinning away Galarte in possession. McGlynn on the counter press here. Ball played to the right of their goalkeeper. With Carretero down 4-0, Barrera spins, distributes from left to right to the far side of the stadium. Across the midway line in possession, Perlaza, their left back. The 76th minute, 4-0 Union. Perlaza off the side of his boot, targets one man. Barrera was, in the end, the target man, but it winds up in the possession of Wagner. Tries to split a line over to McGlynn. McGlynn distributes out to his left to Kai Wagner. Plenty of space here out to the flank. Wagner forward over to Joaquin Torres towards the 18. Dashes past Galarte with a wide angle shot and well wide for Joaquin Torres. You expect him to press a little bit, not getting a ton of playing time, as it will be a goal kick for Arana.
Yeah, really wanting to show impact in the game, trying to get a goal, trying to get himself going in this season. We know he had the early goal, but there hasn't been much since from Torres, so definitely wants to see if he can get himself into the score sheet with these last 15 or so minutes left of this game.
Still like the work rate by the Union defensively. Foul called on Chris Donovan, taking down Marco Garcia in his first year with Los Gallos. Going to switch play all the way out to the left as their build-up here with Perlaza. But he's sitting back at the Union, I will say. I know it's easy to state, Shannon. They're up by 4, but they've been very organized tonight. And the back three, that was a big storyline to open up the broadcast, worked out efficiently this evening.
Yeah, we saw how good it was before the Gold Cup ended that run with Damian Lowe leaving from that back three as we see Chris Donovan streaking up this left-hand side.
Meeting him is Galarte from a ball from McGlynn. Donovan trying to split two. Cleared out by Carretero on the near side of the park in Garcia. Jaime Gomez towards the end line with the clearance in the end. Will come out, I think it's just a long throw for the Union, not a corner. So a nice play by Jaime Garcia.
And just going back to that last point, we talked about just wanting to clean up some of those mistakes that they had in that first game. I think they've done a good job of that and making sure that they're a little sharper tonight and making sure that they don't have those lapses in focus.
By the way, the other portion of this bracket, DC is up 1-0 on Montreal tonight. Eric Hurtado with a goal in that game. New England also, I saw, was up 5-1 in their matchup in the League's Cup. Torres will play it up top to Bueno. Bueno in the sequence over to his right to Nate Harriel, who has won tonight in a 4-0 Union lead in possession outside the goal of Arana. Torres, light touch, looking for McGlynn. Cleared by Galarte, went to one of his own players in Garcia. Bueno tries to keep it in the attacking half and clear it away. Union with the bulk of the possession tonight, playing against the team that sat back against the Union. And the counters tonight, there really weren't too many. Andre Blake having to make just one stop. He's in possession right now. The Union looking to have another build up here, but Blake gives it away with an open goal. Garcia, and the shot from distance wide. And over to Andre Blake to his right as he was backpedaling towards his sixth. Not a great look up top by Raul Sandoval, who had the shot. Very weak at it, Shane.
And Andre just not being happy with his options and lack of people showing for the ball as he was trying to play out of the back there. So need to stay sharp here and not give up a goal and take this 0 to the bank.
4-0 Union, 79th minute. Off the side of the boot of Torres, it caroms over to Chris Donovan, met by Manzanares. It's coughed right back up. Torres inside, shot from distance, well wide to the right of Andre Blake. And why not Jonathan Torres, on loan from Sarmiento in Argentina's first division, well wide yet again, but coming up the spine of the Union defensively as they saw that open lane. Thankfully, it whistled well wide of Andre Blake. Again, one stop for Blake in this game. 80th minute here, last 10 plus stoppage time for the Union, and a comfortable night here from Subaru Park in Chester. Blake has it. Comes a little bit of press from Lopez on the far side along with Torres. They get it out to Nate Harriels trying to split this pressure. All the way to Torres coming deep in possession to gather this. Right past Lopez. Torres clears it out into the flank for Donovan. Heavy touch for Joaquin Torres. It seems this season that Torres just has been a nick off from his successful days with his former club.
And always tough when you're coming over to join a new club with a new system and players that you aren't familiar with. So it's been a tough adjustment. We know that he had the early success, but hasn't been able to replicate it since then. And again, just giving him the minutes now, hopefully he can get himself going and get on the same page with this Union team.
Lopez in possession, past the halfway line. Carretero has it in the attacking half, down 4-0. Here comes a ball over the top. Matt Real with the touch from his weaker right foot, coughs it back up to Lopez, just hammered the shot on his weak right towards the Sons of Ben, past the byline and out of play. It's a little bit of sloppy play now with the Union up by 4. You'd expect, obviously, more chances for Carretero, but the Union still with the pedal down. As Shane mentioned, goal differential very important. Looks like the Union will come away with that top spot in this group with the victory tonight as Damian Lowe plays it off with a short distribution. Andre Blake, it will clear past Jonathan Perlaza at the halfway line in the direction of Quinn Sullivan. Out from Carretero, Sullivan looking for the quick restart to the left of the goalkeeper, Arana, and gets the header inside there on the throw, looking for Torres, who got dispossessed by Galarte. And Torres nearly had an opening 1v1 on Emmanuel Galarte. Couldn't get the better end of that. Ball played out to the right back this time in Jaime Gomez. By Matt Real. Get to Torres. One of their center forwards coming deeper in possession, but he just gave it away to Joaquin Torres of the Union. Elliott, McGlynn, third combination over to Wagner. Getting set to cross this in. Two-step approach, thwacks it forward over to Torres. Wide angle shot yet again from the top of the 18, well wide from Joaquin Torres.
And he's been lively, but you can tell that he's definitely chasing that impact that he's been looking for, that goal, that assist. And that one is a little bit of a wild shot that he can't get on frame.
Spend your summer with the Union Youth. The Union Youth are proud to host a variety of summer camps throughout PA, Delaware, New Jersey. Enhance your skills and grow your love of the game in this unique camp experience. Learn more at PhiladelphiaUnionYouth.com. Had a summer bash here at the park after one of the training sessions. All the kids got autographs from the players, the coaches, and the staff. That was nice to see after one of the training spots. A lot of cool things when the kids are down here in Chester for season ticket holders. Low clears inside his own penalty area. 4-0 Union. A hat trick by Gazdag, who is off right now, got the curtain call. Nate Harriel had the other goal as well off of a corner from Bueno. They have play on the far side of the field for Carretero. Down 4-0, 83rd minute. All played out to the left. They're looking on the Sandoval side. It's Perlaza, left back. Had it a moment ago in possession. Sandoval darts inside. They're looking for Torres. Sandoval can't get this. It's Nate Harriel to the right of Andre Blake, who will just clear to 180 and into the stands, closer to midfield, but still Union defenders having to do some work at the 83rd minute, up by 4.
And again, they've done a good job of really limiting Carretero and the chances that they've been able to create. Andre really hasn't had a lot to do in this game, which is a good thing from a goalkeeper standpoint.
Foul call with Nate Harriel taken down in the 83rd minute. So the Union up big here on this Wednesday night, and they'll have a nice break if they finish one in the group, which it looks like they will, Shane, and gearing up for the matchup at the end of next week. Unofficially, we can tell you, we're told the game will probably be Thursday, August 3rd, but of course, check the League's Cup website, the Philadelphia Union website, of course, our social media channels as well for that confirmation. But that will be good news that they will be at home, at least until the final, and it's only if LAFC prevails on the other side of the bracket that they would go on the road. Lopez into the flank on a good ball up ahead by Jaime Gomez. Out of play off of the Union's Matt Real will be a throw in the 84th minute in the final third here for Los Gallos, down 4-0. Jaime Gomez, his second set for Querétaro. Playing short here to Lopez. Getting it past Wagner that time, stepping up nicely as Elliott collides with Torres, who dispossesses him. Plays it forward to the back post. They score! Sandoval, the back post is there. There's one back for Querétaro in the 84th minute. And it's a 4-1 game. There goes the shutout.
Yeah, and Andre will be disappointed that he doesn't get the shutout. It's some poor defending as Jake Elliott doesn't do well to just clear this ball. Gets a little bit bodied off this ball, and Querétaro does a good job of just slotting it back to that far post. But again, just a cross that takes a deflection. Jack Elliott is there first, but just doesn't do a good job of being strong enough. And then there's just nobody there on the back post as the other players get pulled in after Jack goes out.
And Sandoval does score from a ball from Torres, who got it past it. Matt Real was caught a little bit sleeping there, Shannon, right behind Elliott's. And Damian Lowe was exposed. It actually went through the legs of Damian Lowe from that cross from Torres inside. It wasn't a great touch inside for Sandoval, but he rescued it on the second attempt past Andre Blake, who was not bailed out by his fellow defenders. It is a 4-1 game in the 85th minute. Again, Raul Sandoval, in his first year with this Los Gallos team, just scored to make it a 3-goal deficit. Querétaro plays on the far side of the field with Garcia pushed down. Foul called on Bueno. Here comes a restart and a free kick for Los Gallos, down by 3.
And now you're seeing the Union have a couple shaky moments. Can they re-grasp this game and get themselves back focused and finish out this game in the right way? They want to make sure that this isn't getting to 2 goals here and having this Querétaro team climb back into things and make things a little bit interesting here with the last 10 or so minutes probably.
Marco Garcia and Pablo Barrera are around the ball. It's Garcia is the right-footed option. Barrera could be their left here, and a free kick to the upper right of Andre Blake. It is a 4-1 Union lead in our second group stage game of Leagues Cup in East 1. 86 minutes. It is Marco Garcia on the ball. 2-step approach. Swings his leg forward. Andre Blake makes the save to his left midair. Nice stop there by Blake, diving to his left. That looked like it was going on frame, and he makes the stop, hammering it to the back post.
And right on cue, Andre Blake making a big save to keep the Union up 3 goals. Does a good job to stay home, and then once he realizes nobody's going to get a touch, does a good job to make a diving save off to his left-hand side.
Header inside off of the corner, cleared out by Damian Lowe. Not a great clearance. Here's the third ball for Querétaro as they're pedaled down. Manzanares leading on Barrera, turns on his left, past Wagner. They need help, and Matt Real will clear. Definitely some topsy-turvy moments, even if the Union didn't allow that goal by Sandoval. And I know they were up at the time, Shane, and 4-0. It's now a 4-1 game. But you just get the feeling the last, 15 minutes, because it's a comfortable lead, that the club has fallen asleep a little bit. Is that fair to say?
I think I'm going to put it down to the amount of substitutions that they made and the amount of changes that have come into the game, and them having to then acclimate to the game and adjust to the game and the speed and the tempo of it. So when you have this many changes and this many people that are coming on 3/4 of the game, now it becomes a little bit difficult to stay connected and to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do to get that 0.
Yeah, get it there with all the subs, just trying to get used to the conditions here. It's not a great game as far as buildup goes because Querétaro, a lot of guys back. Now they're getting a little more forward here, down by 3, and getting that 1 goal back of the scoreline by Sandoval. Real wins the 50-50. Then it headed out by Sepulveda. Bueno tries to split 2 past Galarte. Donovan went behind the back of Quinn Sullivan. Not a great pass from Chris Donovan to Quinn. As it caroms all the way to the goalkeeper, Alejandro Arana, inside his own 18, who will shovel it across. Over to the left to Jonathan Perlaza, their left back. Played it off the back of Bueno, who turned it a 180. Torres again with a mispass up ahead for Quinn Sullivan as it goes back to Arana.
And again, just not a lot of minutes logged between these players, and they're having little bits of miscommunication, playing balls in behind people when they should be playing out in front.
Kai Wagner wins it this time over Jaime Gomez. Kai tries to go for the quick restart. Off of the throw-in. Donovan inside for Quinn Sullivan. He was inside the 18, cleared out by Perlaza, their left back. Real heads it down 30 yards away from goal. Goes McGlynn back to Real. Plays it backwards about 10 yards to Nate Harriel at a 4-1 Union lead in the 89th minute. What a Wagner to the upper right to their goalkeeper, Arana, inside to Quinn Sullivan at the tip of the 18. He spins in a circle. Sullivan still in possession, past the referee Parchment as he targets Bueno. Methodical here for McGlynn. Gives it a go and scores from distance! Like he did in Orlando, McGlynn strikes again. There's number 5 tonight. McGlynn, side sailed and delivered in the 89th minute. 5-1 game.
And a great strike from Jack McGlynn, who's on his favorite left foot, does a good job to keep it low, similar to the Gazdag opportunity in the first half. Same corner, opposite side. Goalkeeper can't get to it, and the Union are up 5-1.
It was a slow build-up, as I mentioned, and it went from Quinn, who spun in a 360, went past the referee, got it over to Bueno, and then McGlynn just found a pocket of space and let this one rip from his left from about 30 yards away, beating the keeper to his left.
Yeah, and I think the keeper just sees it a little bit late, maybe thinks it's going to take a deflection and can't get a strong enough hand to it. But again, we talked about at the opening of this game, this goalkeeper not being one that's been the preferred goalkeeper, and he's had his struggles tonight and being able to get to some of these low shots from outside the box.
Remember the goal he scored on kind of a broken play in Orlando that we called down there? This was more from open play, obviously, but nice rip by McGlynn to get another one from distance. By the way, Shane, this is the third Leagues Cup game tonight where teams have put up 5 goals. New England up 5-1 over St. Louis, and New York City, after losing to Atlas in the first game, just beat Toronto. That one just went final 5-0 as well.
I think it's been a interesting start to this Leagues Cup. We're seeing a lot of games in a quick succession, and they're doing a great job of making sure that they win.
There's the whistle from our referee, Parchment, and that will do it. The Union march on to the knockout run in Leagues Cup thanks to a 5-1 win over Querétaro. Daniel Gazdag with a hat trick. Nate Harriel scores from a corner from Bueno's service. And in the end, culminated with McGlynn. And it's a 5 spot for the U, who are into the round of 32 in Leagues Cup and finish first in East 1 group.
And a great inaugural year in Leagues Cup. We've seen them now take advantage of their seeding and being able to play against some weaker opponents, build that confidence, and look to take that further into the tournament.
Really happy for the club in this inaugural competition with MLS and Liga MX sides, and seeing how the Union, you can just grasp it, Shannon, that they have been climbing all season. I think this, you got to believe that all these wins will help them moving forward, regardless of who they're playing towards the last 11 games of the regular season. But now the focus solely on Leagues Cup. They're into the round of 32 and will play next week either DC United, Montreal, or Pumas.
And again, I think that in every season there's going to be highs and lows. The Union experience a little bit of a low point, losing some games on the road, but they found that momentum again, and they were able to take it into Leagues Cup, and we're seeing how they can continue to get that momentum and get themselves going here as they kick on for the end of the season push here.
Gazdag will be the man of the match. He will bang the drum at midfield, elected by the Sons of Ben. On a nice crowd on hand that's getting ready to see some fireworks. And boy, there were plenty of fireworks on the pitch tonight as Danny's banging the big drum, smacking that mallet to the base of the drum twice. And the fans chanting Union all together. Again, it is a 5-1 final as the Philadelphia Union win this group and move on to the round of 32 in the knockout stage of Leagues Cup. We'll step aside. Our post-game show is coming up after the break. You're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer in Leagues Cup on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network. Union win, you win. Visit Harris Philadelphia the day after a Philadelphia Union victory and get 2-for-1 fresh baked pizzas. Then keep the winning going with a 2x reward credit multiplier while playing your favorite slots or table games. That's 2-for-1 pizzas and 2x comp dollar earning. Union win, you win. Only at Harris Philadelphia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 and older to gamble.
The SEPTA Transit Police Department is hiring experienced officers and entry-level new recruits. Apply today to join the department that keeps one of the largest transit systems in the country safe and comfortable for all who ride. There is no residency requirement and salaries start at $56,000. Benefits include tuition reimbursement, the opportunity to rotate through specialized units, and a dynamic and supportive working environment. Build your career in law enforcement with SEPTA. Learn more and apply today at jobs.septa.org.
Whether it's a weekend staycation, intimate getaway, or you just want to spoil yourself and a loved one, discover Sofitel Philadelphia at Rittenhouse Square, a luxury resort with a perfect blend of French elegance and American style, ideally located in the city of brotherly love. Each Sofitel draws inspiration from local culture and tradition while celebrating innovation and the French art de vivre to offer a one-of-a-kind luxurious hotel experience. From design details to exhibitions and events, discover what makes our hotel so unique. Plan your Philadelphia getaway now, and for the lowest rate anywhere, book directly with Sofitel at SofitelPhiladelphia.com.
Need a little peace and quiet? Revitalize your spirit as you explore our winding country roads and make your way to our charming shops and cozy eateries. Here, everyone from the solo adventurer to lively families can experience rejuvenation and our timelessness. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is an affordable haven for your next getaway. Visit discoverlancaster.com for more of what Lancaster County has to offer.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
Final tonight in Leagues Cup in group stage play in East 1. The Philadelphia Union defeat Querétaro FC of Liga MX by a score of 5-1. Dave Leno and Shannon Williams with you post-game. And Shannon, it was a team in Querétaro that came in here having only played two league matches, and it sure looked like it as the Union dominated throughout this one.
And that's been the case in both these first two matches, and taking advantage of teams that are in the beginning of their season. I think the Union have done a good job to punish mistakes, and tonight to the tune of 5 goals.
Yeah, playing a team that sat back, and Querétaro in the first half only had about 35% of the possession, but I'm really not sure the tactics of the manager, Mauro Girk, and tell me what was going on with them, because they were sitting back in a 4-4-2, bunkering in with 2 blocks of 4, but I didn't see any ball sprayed over the top from them. What was it? Where did they try, do you think, to get any advantage against the Union on the road tonight? Because I didn't see many opportunities.
I think they came in with a very defensive mindset. We saw that the Union's first goal started to open them up, and then there were more creases to find, and then the Union did the work from there. But I thought with the defensive mindset, they weren't able to then possess the ball to play forward and get numbers forward. When you're going to sit that deep, you have to be dangerous on the counterattack, and I don't think that they offered much in the ways of connecting passes and being able to counter from the Union's loss of possessions.
Yeah, the Union had 12 shots in total, 6 on frame, 50% of the possession. Obviously, that waned from 65 to 50 because Querétaro was down by as many as 4 goals and actually lost it by a scoreline of 5-1 as well. The Union were up 4-0 at one juncture in this game. Before we get to the second half highlights, I want to ask you about